civilized, or maybe earlier today, I forget. Anyway, well, no, it was yesterday. It was technically yesterday. Yesterday, here where I am, yesterday, I covered the theory of civilized collective punishment. Just as a fuck you, because I don't do shit. I remembered there was a Larkin Rose who gave a talk about how he's not allowed as an individual. He doesn't have the right to hire a hitman to take care of business as an as an individual. And I agree. I don't hire hitmen. I don't have any money for hitmen. No problem. No conflict on that specific issue. I might be able to motivate hitmen, but I don't pay them because I am a good person. But you see, collapsing the tax revenue of the US government also prevents the US population from electing a hitman that is going to expend your natural resources on poor people in the form of bombs. There was Glenn Greenwald who was saying that US support for the war in Iraq was upwards of 70%. I had understood that it was 60%. We'll say 65%. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it was the lowest figure I heard was 60% of the population supported destroying a foreign country under false pretenses. You don't have a right to elect a government that does shit like that on your behalf. And now that you're unemployed and you can't pay taxes anymore, I've taken away essentially your ability to vote for a hitman. You believe that in a democracy you can have an open debate and a competition between two corporate hookers about how many bombs you're gonna drop on poor people this year. And what you need to understand is you don't have a right to elect either one of these corporate hookers. And I have taken that decision power away from you because I can. I have the ability to stop you from being rednecks abroad. Go back to farming. Vote for whoever you want as your dollar is collapsing at an alarming rate, I have to say. Wow, I'm surprised it's going this quickly. Yo, that's 37% inflation. If we use silver as a reference, had a long conversation about silver and gold during a 5 hour interview. One of 2 or 3 5 hour interviews with Scott Freeman. Silver's good because it's not as flashy as gold. It does have a lot of industrial uses. It's actually a pretty stably priced. There is some fluctuation. Not that much. A little bit. But if your dollar dropped 37% in a year against silver, that's not because factories are buying way more silver than they were this time last year. There might be a lot of Peter, what's his fucking name? Drew Boy. Peter Schiff. There might be a lot of people fleeing the dollar into worthless Bitcoin or parking it in silver. Silver is not an investment. Silver does not go up in value relative to other commodities. If you want to buy breadbasket futures or oil contracts, that's not an investment. It's safe. The crypto community would call it a store of value. It is a store of value. It is not an investment. Please do not mistake this for a silver commercial. Don't buy silver as an investment. Don't buy silver as an investment. But anyway, yeah, so to Team Red and Blue, fuck you. I've taken away your ability to be a Jew. I am the number one, you fucking Jew. Take it like a man and don't cry and boo-hoo. Yeah, you don't have a right. As an individual, I might think, hey, fentanyl can be mislabeled as less potent heroin. It can be a way to overdose very easily. It can also be a way to murder someone and present it as an overdose, as an accidental overdose. Fentanyl has a lot of uses. But I would recommend that you stay away from it. As a policy platform, I would say that there should be weed anywhere you can buy a Coke. There should be government propaganda indicating that weed is very safe and it's also fun and psychedelic. You can blast your fucking brain while listening to euphoria-inducing techno. With weed, you can have a pretty okay time even if you're going through hell. You don't need fentanyl. But that's just advice. I think it's okay to have elections about who produces your government propaganda. That's fine. Yeah, but you don't have a right to vote for $1 trillion military budget that is not defensive in nature. You just don't have that. You think you do. I beg to differ. And I'm right. And also, I had a wrench. I have successfully sabotaged your presuppositions about what you're allowed to vote for. You have much more limited voting rights than you think you do, right? You don't have a right to rack up trillions of dollars in personal debt. You don't have a right to hire a hitman, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of things that you think you have the right to vote for, but you don't. Voting for a hitman is similar to payment. I might prefer one useful idiot over another for my personal ambitions. I may endorse this one or that one based on the seasons and the personal history and the big picture 100,000-foot view. But I don't vote. I don't vote. And you don't have a right to vote like you think you do. You don't. But again, you're delusional as a nation. You have grandiose delusions of American exceptionalism, paranoid delusions of persecution, and involving mostly at the moment brown people, the Arabs and the Mexicans are coming to get you. You have, grandiose paranoid schizophrenia. I was just listening to Bill Maher and Billy Corgan talking about how they believe in free speech and democracy, and they believe that two corporate hookers having a general election is democracy. For the purpose of free markets, which you also don't have. You have approximately 5 companies that seem to have a monopoly in every industry. In the tech industry, there's 5 major tech companies, OEMs. In the defense industry, there's 5 major OEMs as well. In terms of original equipment manufacturers, there seems to be like 5 big ones in every sector. That's not a free market. My LinkedIn and Facebook restrictions would indicate that you don't really have free speech either. So you have a delusion, split mind, schizo, affective, grandiose, paranoid bullshit going on with your country. And I hope I can exploit that to start a civil war. That's what I'm working on at the moment. Just like do Americans like do you like the smell of napalm in the morning when you smell it in your suburb? Will it smell like victory? Will you like it? When journalists are taking pictures of little blonde girls running naked out of a fire, is that gonna smell like victory to you? And fuck your country.